Hello, everybody. It is race day here at Wild West Motorsports Park. My name is Dave Ward up here in the booth for Top Box TV. Along by my side, Mr. Brody Center. How are you tonight?
Oh man, it's been a little hectic get-go, but we're gonna get the show on the road.
Oh, you are not lying there, sir. Right now, we are joining them here in practice with about 12 minutes left. Here at Wild West, what do you think, Brody, as far as the track conditions? They've done some updates in iRacing, which we'll talk about, things like that. What are you looking for from tonight's race?
What I'm really looking forward to is, we've had a lot of lucky dogs here lately, Dave, and seeing that there's been some changes in iRacing, our track conditions, and so on and so forth. I'm looking for the guys that haven't been the lucky dog to come out here and maybe put on
As
a
far as
show
the
and
track
run up front
conditions, they've
because of
done some
these new
updates in
tire
iRacing,
models we
which
got
we'll
going
talk
on.
about, things like that. What are you looking for from
So it's gonna put a wrench in the plan for all these guys, and it's like everyone's learning it all over again.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely something we've put up 2 hours worth of practices before tonight's league race to get everybody kind of dialed in so that you can kind of see some good racing tonight. And I think we're going to see some great racing. I think that it's going to be whoever can figure all of this out as far as setup goes with these new tires. I think that's going to be the key to the race tonight is just figuring out how to redrive the truck. I know that I did a little bit of practice and I'm only 1-footed at the moment, 1.5-footed. But I was about a second slower. So it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that tonight as the track wears in. Nobody knows how it's going to be once the track blue grooves and this new tire model that iRacing has given us, how that's going to affect everything. So I think that it's going to be a learning curve for everybody tonight, and it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top.
Absolutely, I couldn't have said it better myself.
That's because I said it. Here we go. Brock Smith with the top time, the top time right now. 50.16, 50.18 for Steve Harwood. So Smith, your winner last week in the Pro 4s, sitting on top of the board right now currently as well. Harwood sitting in second. Eric Anderson in third with the 50.33. Jeff Ives, which is Brock Smith's teammate and also came in second place last week, is sitting fourth fastest with a 50.35. So what's interesting is these fast guys before the tire model update would have definitely been in the 49s, like the low 49s. So it does seem to be about a second slower. And I'm wondering how it's going to affect the Pro 2s as well. Pro 2s kind of sitting a little bit further down the board. Normally we see a little bit of a salt and pepper mix. However, the Pro 2s are sitting a little bit further down the standings at the moment.
Yeah, a name I'm actually pretty excited to see in here with us tonight, Dave, is Anthony Goyette, former friend of ours and great competitor. I like to see what Goyette has going on tonight.
Well, I don't know about former friend. I would say he's still our friend. But
No, I'm not friends with him anymore.
He's definitely coming out to support us tonight, and that's awesome to see him out there. Huge supporter of our Dirt Oval League, and he's always been one that's been there. Sitting 16th quick. I don't think he's picked up iRacing in about 2 months, I think. It might have even been longer. So it has
And that's why we're no longer friends.
Definitely been a while for sure. He is sitting out there 16th. I think he said he had about 2 hours worth of updates on iRacing last night. So he's put in some time to be able to come out and race with us tonight. Glad to see it. New addition right here for the league is Zachary Quick. He is out there in the elite paint scheme right there. Red and white on your screen. Well, I should say white and red. He's right there going across the line. 51.47. He's sitting about 17th quick right now. Anthony James, your winner from last week, checking in with him. He is sitting 13th quick in the Pro 2. right there in that AMX machine. What's your opinion of this track, Brody?
So, I haven't seen very many races here, Dave. And kind of looking here, I'm looking at the short, sharp turns, and I feel like that's going to be able to give anyone that, makes a mistake or whatever, goes back 2 or 3 cars, can actually gain that speed back while they're going into that corner. You know, technically speaking, that's just, a series that I came up with in my head, but it looks to me like that'll play out here a lot tonight.
Yeah, that big jump at the end of the straightaway can definitely be an equalizer for a lot of people. I think that is one that's going to make or break people.
What I'm
So
really looking forward to is
it'll be interesting to see how people get around that as well. I think looks like we have about 6 minutes 45 seconds left here in practice. So I'm being told that the new tire model is not out yet. Okay. Well, something's definitely changed because the times seem to be a lot slower tonight. But Connor Berry checking in over over on YouTube. Also, Cameron Pedersen, Edmondson by a football field. I think you might possibly be correct. He is sitting right now, sitting just outside the top 10 in 11th position with a 50.82. The fastest guys right now, the new leader in practice, Steve Harwood, going to 49.78. So the times are starting to come down. Connor Berry, thank you for checking in with us out there on YouTube as well. Definitely appreciate the info. Not sure. Connor's saying that the new tire model isn't out yet. So that's interesting to see why the times are affected. Maybe it's the different track settings that we used for tonight's race. That could possibly be it as well.
Right, that's the only thing I can see that would play a factor here tonight, Dave, because the times are definitely different than the last race we had here. So, that's something we can dig into further. But it's all hearsay so far, and we'll just have to go from there.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely looking forward to some good racing. We were doing some pack racing in practice to kind of get everybody warmed up and ready. So hopefully they could make all the mistakes in practice and get it all out of their system by the race time. So it'll definitely be a good race tonight, I think, for sure.
Looking at the couple times here, Dave, Steve Harwood with a 49.78. Nathan Metoxen with a 49.88, Brock Smith with a 50.16, and Braden Ward following up that 4th place position with a 50.19.
Yeah, he definitely moved and found some speed for sure. He was sitting a ways back, and that's good to see him finding a little something. His teammate, Clay Erickson, sitting in the 9th position. Gordon Labine right there out of Canada. He has a 50.82, so he is sitting in 10th. Right there is Gordon pulling off to the side, letting everybody by. Brock Smith dropping down 2 positions from 1st to 3rd. So it'll be interesting to see. Steve Harwood, another one of those names where consistently fast, and, we're just waiting to do an interview with him, and I think that's going to be awesome. Clay Erickson on track right now with a 50.7. He is currently sitting in 9th place. New paint scheme for that guy. Seems like he's bringing a little something different every week. This time it is SimWorks in the green and white. SimWorks Performance Products.
Dave, sitting pit side talking to a few of the drivers. They say that they're starting to learn a couple things about these trucks. They might, take some ingenuity from some of the other guys, might, look at another guy's setup and say, where can you help me out in this particular corner, whether it be the right front, right rear, left rear, whatever it may be on these trucks. But a lot of the guys are now saying they're getting comfortable to the point where they're taking the setups that they have gotten from people and adding their little twist to it to make it more comfortable for them and their driving styles.
Well, there you go. I think that as the night goes on, the times will definitely start to come down. This is a pretty technical track, actually. It looks like there's a lot of wide open. However, You're also you've got some tricky 90-degree turns. So, all right. So Cameron and Connor both doing some digging for us. They are reporting back that according to the iRacing forums, the new dirt refresh for the Pro trucks will not be out until at least June. So, yeah, the only thing that we can come up with is probably our track settings are a little bit different than, we try to throw a little bit of a curveball, give them something they haven't looked at lately or ever, and go from there. Brandon Stover right there in 8th place, still trying to find a little bit more speed. He's sitting at a 50.69. That's pretty respectable. He is sitting in the 8th position, sponsored by Guboa Motorsports. You know who else is sponsored by Guboa Motorsports, Brody?
We are.
We are. You are damn right. Time to pay the bills. Powered by Guboa Motorsports. We definitely appreciate them coming on board this year for Top Box TV, sponsoring the broadcast. So shout out to those guys out of Lake Havasu, Arizona. A little side-by-side shop. Still waiting to find out all of the things that they specialize in, but we're definitely going to get that information from you. We're going to reach out to Brandon and get a hold of the owner there. So he's going to go ahead and take care of that for us, and we will get that for you next week, I promise. So Stover riding along with him here, watching him. He is definitely cutting at the wheel tonight. I think it's going to be interesting to see how some of these drivers are getting along. Anthony Goyette right there. He's sitting in 16th at the moment. Trying to get back into the groove of things. What's that like when you take a long break like that, Brody, and then you jump back on and get behind the wheel?
After all the updates, like me, Ricky Thornton Jr., Mike McKinney, all those guys used to run this game pretty religiously. And if you take off for a while and, we were mainly doing the late models and modified stuff, you come back and the different updates and tire models and grips that they have on the tracks and the track states, it all changes, and you got to learn it all over again, Dave. Anything that you think you would normally do on a regular vehicle that you're racing, you're going to do the exact opposite, it seems like at times. So it's hit or miss. You got to figure it out on your own. Like the boys said pit side earlier, you got to kind of find out what works for you. And track time and seat time does make a difference on the simulator for sure, just like it does in real life.
Oh, absolutely. And you got to knock the rust off and get back at it. So we'll be looking for some good hard racing here tonight. We are wrapping up practice right now as we were just riding along with your 3rd place in the practice. That was Brock Smith. We are getting ready for heat race number 1. I'm sorry, we're jumping over to qualifying at the moment. Man, I was getting ahead of myself.
That's okay.
Man, I'm ready for some racing. I am ready for some side-by-side racing. I tell you what, the racing that we've been seeing so far with the Pro 4s and the Pro 2s on the track at the same time has been some of the funnest racing I've had to call. With the mixed class setup like that, I think it's definitely makes for some interesting stuff.
It's definitely something I always like to bring up and talk about on the broadcast here, Dave, is I love our series. I like the guys. There's a lot of respect here. You and I have multiple series going on, starting, stopping. It's a never-ending thing. And every time, at first we weed out the squirrels and we get a happy medium and we get a family going on and everyone's helping each other with setups and, respecting each other out on the racetrack. There's times after the race we have talks with a couple of the guys, and the next week they're like, hey, let's knock this shit off. We're not playing bumper cars. Let's put on a show.
For
and
sure.
They do just that.
For sure. Most trucks out on the track right now. Josh Edmondson there in the number 58 Pro 2, getting ready to throw down a lap. Look at him, smooth as butter as he's working his way around.
So what all things play a factor here, Dave? Gas, brake, throttle control, steering. What are these guys got going through their mind, and how are they trying to stay smooth and consistent?
Well, a lot of people try and drive these trucks. When you first get into the Pro 4s, You just ripping the throttle and driving like you would see it on TV. And
Guilty,
then,
guilty.
yeah, for sure. I think everybody is. You know, you want to just pin it to win it and just let it eat and just rip through the gears. And I think what most people find as you kind of settle into the community is that you almost have to drive it like an on-road car. You know, you want to try and keep it a little bit more straight. You don't want to just red line and rip through everything. You're just spinning your tires right off. Can't get any traction. So truly, like, the more that you feel like you slow down, you go faster, you know.
Right.
A lot of people tend to overdrive these when they first get into driving them for the first few times until you figure out, wait a minute, that's not working. And, you know, now the Pro 2s, I can't really speak to those. That would be a great question we need to ask Josh Edmondson, you know, when we do his interview later tonight, assuming that he is going to get on the podium here. So that would be a good one for him to answer. I think he'd probably be able to tune in on that one.
You know, he's determined just as much as I'm determined to see him on the podium tonight, Dave.
Yeah, I tell you, he's always one to watch, and it's pretty awesome to see. Little drone camera footage here of Braden Ward out there, currently sitting in sixth on a 51-12. I'm sorry. He is working his way around onto the back straightaway. Going up this hill is sure a killer for your momentum. Cameron Pedersen, there's a guy that can check in with us, and he is only watching, it looks like, not racing tonight. So he tuned in out on YouTube. Pro 2s drive more like the real thing. Wheel spin is faster, but not too much. Thank you, Cameron. I totally forgot you were out there in TV land tonight, man. And he can definitely speak for that. That guy is stupid fast. Same with Connor Berry. You know, those guys are pro level drivers. So
go ahead and look at our top 1 through 3 on the board up there, Dave. Metoxen just took over that lead spot with a 50.77.
Yeah, he sure did. And that's way ahead of Eric Anderson with the 51.36, 51.26 for Jeff Ives sitting in third. Braden Ward on his last lap, I believe, for a 50.96. So he's tied for the third fastest. Steve Harwood dropped a little bit from practice down into the fifth position. Looks like he might currently be off track as well. He's not being shown still running. Looks like Stover sitting there on track. So qualifying definitely wrapping up. We have about 5 seconds left. So what you see on your screen is what you're going to get here. Look at that, Brody. 22 drivers in here tonight. I'm sorry, 25 drivers
25.
in here tonight. Yeah. How awesome is that?
It just keeps growing. You know, I'm bummed to see, you know, these last, we have this race and then 2 more after this.
Yeah, I believe so.
And then we got to figure out what we're doing after that. But I've had a really fun time in this series, and I'm really thankful you brought me along, and Cody, and you guys have been great. The hospitality's been awesome, and you know, I gained another family, so I appreciate it.
Looks like for heat race number 1, it is gridding up right now. Nathan Metoxen going to be on the pole position. Braden Ward outside row number 1. Josh Edmondson and Cody Wienicke going to be in that second row. Those are both Pro 2 trucks. Then Eric Whitner and Greg Johnson, also Pro 2 trucks, in the third row. Fourth row is going to be Colton Buchanan and Lance Elkins. And then Gordon Labine in the Pro 4. Doesn't look like he was able to qualify, so he's going to have to work his way up through the Pro 2s, which should be interesting, to say the least. Looks like we're waiting for Braden Ward to grid up right now. Should be rolling off any moment.
So the anticipation continues, Dave. I cannot wait till this green flag drops.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting here as we get ready to rip them loose here. Let her rip, Tater Chip. They are green flag racing here in heat race number 1. Look at that. They haven't even budged at all. Everybody's still in line as we work into this first turn. This is always one to keep an eye on. Look at Edmondson there in the Pro 2 getting his nose in there on Braden Ward for the overall. I think Edmondson's going to try and take this whole thing. What do you think?
Edmondson's got to fight really aggressive here, Dave. Him bringing that Pro 2 truck, he's got to get his nose in there where he can and try to fight around that first and second position. And he's going to be king of the hills here tonight, Dave. It's going to happen.
And now Wienicke throwing his name in the hat there, running in the 4th position. He's been doing a little bit of practice here tonight as well. Whitner right behind him. So next level racing definitely coming out and supporting Top Box, and we definitely appreciate those guys. They run for Racecraft. They have their own thing going, but they still come out Pro 2 with us. Edmondson said he'll run anywhere there's a Pro 2 running, so that's pretty awesome.
Little romance from Braden Ward right there on Metoxin. Metoxin better make a move right now and try to find a happy line for his truck. Braden Ward closing in, putting some pressure on him. After Metoxin's qualifying lap, I thought for sure he was going to be a tough one to beat, but Brady Ward's not making it very easy for him.
No, Ward right there on his back bumper for sure. And then Edmondson right behind him. Looking out of the back of Metoxin's truck right there. Great shot as Braden Ward right there on his heels. You can see the whole field chasing your leader down right now. It is still Fox and the Hound. The Pro 4s are out front, but Edmondson trying to make something happen in the Pro 2. Now Ward going to look on the inside, going to have to duck back in line.
I think Brady might be a little bit faster in some of these turns, Dave, but he's getting on the brake and trying to have that respect and run Metoxin clean. This is what I'm excited about. This is what I'm wanting to watch. Edmondson is not giving up. He's waiting for them two to make a mistake so he can capitalize it. But Braden needs to stay consistent, and anything that Metoxin might slip up on, Brady's got to make it and strike.
Absolutely. Cameron checking in out there again on YouTube. If the Pro 2 had the straight line speed of the Pro 4, this would be a very tight battle. It's already a tight battle, and Josh Edmondson, look at as the Pro 4s are battling here. I wouldn't be surprised if Edmondson tries to sneak around him for the overall win. Right now, still running in that second position for the Pro 2s is Coney Wienicke. He is the owner of Top Box. And then Eric Whitner right behind him. Greg Johnson out there from Team Watson Racing in the 150, currently sitting in 6th. Somebody just rolled. Who was that? Braden Ward. So now Metoxin going to be out all by himself. Braden with some problems last week, and now here in the heat race, tough break for him catching that inside wall. Tell us what it's like, Brody, when you get into that funk where you're trying so hard and then the mistakes, how do you break that? Like with Braden, having the issues last week, not able to qualify for the main event, and now tonight making that small bobble there and taking himself out here in heat race number 1.
Dave, it's kind of defeating in a sense, but it's almost like a curse. People say certain things like don't have green on race day, don't eat chicken on race day, don't eat peanuts. Those things come into factor, I think. Whether they're an old wives' tale but I feel like Brady needs to get out the rabbit's foot and start rubbing it hard, because he hasn't been having very much luck with us this last couple of races, and he's been a contender. So I think maybe if Brady just kind of gets out of his head a little bit and starts to smooth out and be consistent, he'll be just fine. He's just, not selling for second, and I can't blame him. The kid does not want to lose.
Right. White flag is out right there. You see number 29 in 8th position overall. That's Lance Elkins. He is trying to catch up to the Pro 2s. Now, Greg Johnson, you could just see there, had an issue. He got into one of the walls. Unfortunately, that's going to slow him down, take him back. He is sitting in 5th. Whitner now pulling away. So with the win, it's going to be Nathan Metoxen. He's got just another little tabletop, and he is there. Edmondson going to come home in that 2nd position. Then it's going to be Cody Winicky. Eric Whitner in 4th. 3rd for the Pro 2s. Greg Johnson coming home in 5th. And Gordon Labine right there in the 6th position overall. 2nd for Pro 4s. Heat race number 2 taking to the track right now.
Oh, we got a good lineup for this one, Dave.
Yeah, this should definitely be good as these guys have come to battle here. And it's going to be Eric Anderson starting on the pole position in the 888. Outside of him, still waiting for him to show up, is going to be Steve Harwood in the number 83. Then we're going to go back to row number 2. That's Brock Smith on the inside in the number 46. Last week's winner for the Pro 4 and overall. Then it's the 217 of Anthony Janes, the AMX truck. He was your Pro 2 winner last week. Row number 3 on the inside in the Heartbeat of America, it's going to be Damian Bowers. Outside of him is going to be Nicholas Wellhouse running the adrenalinized apparel machine. That was a hard one to say. Number 21 of Eddie Farnes, and rounding out the field, starting worst, looking to go first, it's Anthony Goyette. Woo! He was ready to rock and roll. Here we go. Green flag is out. The rust is still there, I think. Eric Anderson going to lead us down into turn 1 there in the 888. Shooting it out.
Some contact back here, Dave, in the top 5.
Oh, they're getting straightened out here. Nick Wellhouse right there in the number 18. He is sitting in the 5th position overall. Running right there, trying to get on the inside of Janes. Can't get to him yet. Janes running a pretty tight ship. Janes looking on the inside of the Pro 4 of Brock Smith, last week's winner. So there's the Pro 2 and Pro 4 winners running together on the track respectively right now. And that is a battle for the 3rd position. Smith has it. Janes wants it. Sitting right in front of him. Go ahead.
Anderson up front. Looks like he's got the lazy boy, got his feet reclined. He looks comfortable up there, but don't look now. Here comes Harwood.
Yeah, Harwood is definitely trying to chase him down for sure, 100%. But it is all Eric Anderson right now. Harwood can't do anything at the moment. Brock Smith still sitting in that 3rd position. Then it's Anthony Janes in 4th. Nick Wellhouse in the 18 and 5th. Eddie Farnes in the 21. Running in that 6th position. Anthony Goyette able to get in front of Damian Bowers for 7th. So we are making forward progress, baby. All right, so still holding out front, Eric Anderson. Battle for the lead right now. The number 83 of Steve Harwood trying to make a move. Couldn't get to him. He was side by side with him as they went around the corner there, Brody. I really thought that there was going to be a little bit of contact there, but Harwood pulls back just a little bit, and Anderson pulls back out front.
Yeah, Harwood's coming, man. You know, he's going to give everything he can. He's going to tell Anderson everything he wants to hear. Checks in the mail. I love you in the morning. You know the rest.
Money's on the side table, right? Here we go. Yeah. Another move right here. This is where Harwood does seem to be quicker as they are side by side now coming down the hill. And there's going to be a hard right-hander at the end of this that Anderson is going to have to get checked up for. He's going to slide out. Little over-under action right there. Steve Harwood, new leader. As these laps are winding down, now Anderson still going to try and challenge back. He is going to take it back over. Great racing as now they're going uphill. Let's see if gearing is an issue for either one of these drivers.
You know, it's funny, Dave, between Anderson and Harwood, Anderson's been running his own race. Harwood sitting there, trying not to capitalize on any of his mistakes too early. He doesn't want Anderson to know that Harwood has something for him. You know, if you go ahead and make a move too early and Anderson starts driving harder, he could possibly pull away with it.
Oh, for sure. And this does seem to be the part of the track that Harwood is quicker on. The other half of the track, it seems like Anderson is. So, look, now we got another move down here. Harwood getting into the corners a little bit better, it looks like. But you know what I think's funny, Brody? Sitting in the catbird seat is Brock Smith, and he is just waiting for one of these two drivers to step on the ding, and then he's going to take it over. He is definitely able to be on the podium. He was up there last week, the winner of the Pro 4 and overall right there in the Smith Graphics orange and red machine. He is not afraid to drive that truck hard. He's already missing the rear fender. He's going to drive it till the fenders fall off. That's what my daddy used to always say anyway.
These boys getting together like this, Dave, and it's going to make it really easy on Smith.
Yeah, I tell you, it is. Look at, they are battling once again.
Oh,
Anderson,
he shut that lane down for Anderson. Shut that lane down
did.
For Harwood. Harwood's going to capitalize on it, but here comes Smith.
Look, told you, all it was going to take was one little bobble from those top two, and Smith was going to be right there to capitalize. He was just riding in that catbird seat, just watching everything that was going on, just waiting to strike.
He's battling with your once leader. Now he's capitalizing on Harwood. Is Smith going to take this one?
This is it. Checkered flag is out. Harwood, Smith, Anderson.
Wow.
Wow. Then Anthony James, Nick Wellhouse in the 18. Damian Bowers got ahead of Goyette. What happened? Anthony Goyette must have stepped on his ding a little bit there because he is coming down right now with the Trucker Lady mud flaps on. Those things blown.
Goyette.
Those things blown in the wind like whatchamacall. I can't even think of the name of it. Oh my gosh, I left the grid up the whole time. Oh boy. Maybe I shouldn't have taken that little hit there beforehand. We're good to go. Here we go. We are getting heat race number 3. This should round out the field here. Starting on the pole position. I think I left the grid up that whole last race, so remind me to turn that off, Brody. Jeff Ives in the 921 coming home in second place last week. And he is starting on the pole position here in heat race number 3. Then it is going to be Brandon Stover in the Gilboa Motorsports entry. Row number 2 on the inside. In the number 11, we've seen good things out of this driver. It is Corey Skiles. Another one to contend with for the Pro 4 title tonight is going to be Clay Erickson in the number 96 SimWorks Performance Products machine. Row number 3 is going to be the 720 of Sean Winkler from Racecraft and Dennis Mickelson in the Rogue Racing entry. Joseph Brooks there in the number 54 with the Playboy Bonies flapping, and the newest driver, Zachary Quick. Let's see if he can be quick tonight. Worst to first. Can he do it? We're getting ready for the green flag. It has taken off. Here we go. Green flag racing, heat race number 3.
You know, looking at Erickson's truck here, he's going to make a hell of a move here. Stover overshooting the corner.
Not sure what happened there. Problems for Stover. Man, he dropped down to last place there. Not sure. It didn't look like the like his pedals continued on. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Your leader right now, Clay Erickson in that number 96. Jeff Ives straight on his heels though. Then it's Skiles. No room there either.
You know, Clay Erickson in a new wrap every time he comes out here. I think that guy's bought more wraps than my wife has Disney tickets, and that's a lot of wraps, Dave.
He is Crunch Wrap Supreme right now in that Simworks design. Jeff Ives trying to look on the inside as they get ready to come into the horseshoe. Let's see what he can do. Really upset the truck over the jump there. Overshot the corner. Now Skiles going to get on the inside of Ives for second place.
You know, Ives has been a pinball in this one. Clay's got in there and drove him a little hard, aggressively in these trucks, Dave, which is what I like to see without the intention of taking somebody out. But Jeff Ives has not had any luck in this heat race tonight, Dave.
Ives is getting bumped around now by the Pro 2s. Mickelson and Winkler right there battling to get into the third position overall and for the heat race win for the Pro 2s. I tell you what, there's been some crazy stuff happening tonight. Zachary Quick right there just joined the league today here in the number 563. Missing the hood and a fender. So he is budget racing at the moment. Let's hopefully he can keep the rest of the fenders on that thing. Joseph Brooks in a nicely wrapped truck right there in the Pro 2. He is currently running in 7th. Still looking for a little bit more speed out of him. Flashing back up to your leader, it is Clay Erickson, 0.82 seconds. Now it drops down to 0.7 seconds over Corey Skiles. So those two drivers definitely giving her all she's got right now.
Oh, these boys definitely throwing it all out on the track, Dave. They are just swinging them over their shoulder and letting them eat.
You know, sometimes that's what it's all about. So, as you can see down there in the battles box right there, Clay Erickson still out front. Skiles, if you want to see, is now about 0.99 seconds back. Jeff Ives still sitting in that third position. Now Winkler and Mickelson. Man, those two guys have been battling this whole heat race. Winkler out front of Mickelson now for leading the Pro 2s. And then it's Joseph Brooks. Looks like Quick might have had an issue. And he is off track now. Erickson still trying to hold off Skiles for the heat race win. He is looking pretty quick. He is sitting on a 50.34 as his best lap tonight so far here in the heat race. That's definitely on par. I think he's going to be one to contend with here tonight.
He's definitely hauling the mail, Dave, and you know all about that.
I know all about hauling the mail. And right now he is delivering 7 days a week, just like Amazon. And out front right there. Corey Skiles can't get to him at the moment, and there's definitely a break in between Skiles and Ives. About 1.72 seconds there, as you can see. Sean Winkler still trying to catch up here to Ives. He's not able to do it, but he is holding off Dennis Mickelson at the moment. Mickelson trying to send through a late race charge here as the laps are winding down here.
Now, just because this is an LCQ doesn't mean that there's any scabs in this race, Dave. These guys are still going to put on a show for us.
They're saying there's no noise in the broadcast. How about now? Okay, that's weird. Talk for me, Brody.
Test.
All right. I don't know what happened there. That might have been YouTube issues because everything was looking golden here on my end. And we were calling one hell of a race. That's awesome. I tell you what, broadcasting, mind blown. Okay, so for the LCQ right there, it is going to be Eric Whitner starting on the pole position. That's going to be Sean Winkler. We are getting ready to fire him off. So I'm going to fire through the lineup. Nick Wellhouse, Gordon Labine, Lance Elkins, and Anthony Goyette. Doesn't look like Brooks or Quick were able to make the show. So here we go. Eric Whitner out front in the Pro 2. Goyette's going to have to work through with Gordon Labine in the Pro 4s. They should be faster, but as we've seen tonight, Pro 2s are just about the same. I apologize for that, guys. I don't know what happened. I'm assuming it was all looking the same here. Wow, 30 seconds they're saying we were off. So not quite sure what that was about. But Eric Whitner out front right now in the number 17, leading the way here in the LCQ. Brody, can you see how many transfer? I cannot see that info, and I would love to be able to tell the folks.
It's not showing up for me.
Sean Winkler should show in the iRacing information. Sean Winkler still holding down second in the 720. Then Nick Wellhouse in the 18. Wow, he sent that thing. Looked like a kite. If he would have had something written on the bottom, we would have been able to read it. Then it goes back to Gordon Labine, the first of the Pro 2s. And Anthony Goyette right there running the Sofa King Fast Sim Sports entry.
Looks like we're taking the top 5, Dave.
Top 5. So Goyette would be the last transfer at the moment. You've got Elkins and Brooks trying to get into the big show here tonight. Elkins running that number 29 machine. And Joseph Brooks right there in the blue and orange. Looks like Brooks might possibly be a lap down. Flashing back up front, it is all Eric Whitner right now from Next Level Racing Nitro Circus. But Sean Winkler taking a look here in the Racecraft entry. Oh, these guys. Look at them. Look at the battle for the lead right here. Man, Whitner holding off. You know, Whitner started in the Pro 4s, then jumped over to Pro 2s after the first 2 weeks, and he has been bringing the heat in the Pro 2s. Getting faster and faster, battling with Winkler there. Wellhouse, no slouch either. He is sitting right there in the 3rd position in that number 18 machine. What do you see, Brody?
Yeah, I'm watching the same thing you're watching, Dave. We got a conga line of 4 trucks right here. Whitner's got that dog in him. But
oh, look at 3 wide for the lead. Are you kidding me? Pro 2's throwing it down here. Wow. Wow, Whitner able to, now look at, they're going to try it again. Wellhouse smell. Oh no, blood in the water. We have a huge problem there. So Gordon Labine in the red-white truck got into Nick Wellhouse, who was battling right there with first and second. Now that put him back a little bit. Anthony Goyette sneaking by in the number 29. Silent but deadly right there. So now it is all Whitner. Looks like the laps are counting now. Yes, we're making progress on this damn broadcast. One of these days, it's going to be absolutely perfect, and then we're not going to know what to do, Brody.
Well, I mean, these boys definitely make it easy for us, Dave.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's a great show to call, isn't it?
I have a blast doing this.
We are battling right here for the win in the LCQ for the Pro 2s. Winkler trying to put one on here. I'm not seeing what you're seeing, Jeffrey, but we'll definitely take a look at that after the broadcast. They're saying the standings on the side of the screen, there's a bunch of names over the top of each other, but it looks right on my screen, so I am unsure.
Yeah, no, it just started doing that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. It was looking right for a minute, but I wasn't looking close enough. We'll go ahead and reload that while we jump in here. Finishing up. Checkered flag. Okay, I hit the reload, so hopefully we are good to go here. We have the second LCQ. Are we taking top 5 for this one too, I assume?
Looks like it.
How does the stream look? Anybody check in for me? I hit the reload, so hopefully that fixed it.
It's definitely better.
Perfect. All right, starting on the pole position here in the second of the LCQs is going to be Anthony James in the 217. The AMX truck. Greg Johnson outside of him in the 150. Row number 2, the first of the Pro 4s is going to be Damian Bowers in the 256. Then it's going to be Dennis Mickelson, Colton Buchanan, Brandon Stover, Braden Ward, Eddie Farnes. We're taking the top 5 out of 8. A few drivers are going to be going home here. It is going to be a battle in the back of the pack. Let's see. You've got some fast guys coming up from the back. Oh my God. They are still 4 wide. Pro 4s, Pro 2s are making love. What are we going to get next? Like a Pro 6? What happens when they make babies? I don't know.
I think it's Pro -2. I don't know, Dave.
Okay.
My math's not mapping.
Your math's not mathing. It's just a pro, I guess, at that point. Anthony James there in the AMX machine, leading the way in the 217, trying to pick up where he left off last week.
Grandma said it'd be a Pro 2 light.
There you go. There you go. So James holding it down right now, but Brandon Stover working his way up through the field. He is sitting in second. He wants to make sure he makes a big show. Then it goes back to Greg Johnson in the Pro 2. Dennis Mickelson in the Pro 2. You've got Braden Ward battling with Damian Bowers. Bowers on the inside of Ward. Ward definitely waiting for his moment to make a move. I feel like he's got the speed, but does not want to mess anything up here. James still out front. What do you see, Brody?
I'm watching this fight back here with Braden Ward. He's trying to make his way through here. Maybe after our little curse that we talked about earlier, he's trying to make a comeback tonight, Dave.
Yeah, I think he definitely grabbed the rabbit's foot. He is sitting in the last transfer right now, but right behind him, you have Colton Buchanan in a Pro 2. You've got Eddie Farnes and Damian Bowers, and that is one hell of a battle right there, trying to get into the big show. The big dance, so to speak. Now, Braden battling right there with James for the 3rd position. Brandon Stover, your new leader. Then it's Greg
Braden
Johnson.
Ward being in that final transfer position, Dave. He just needs to take it slow and kind of capitalize and take his time and kind of stay comfortable in that position. If he can make the pass, go ahead and do it, but don't fight for position and end up costing yourself not to be able to make it out of this last chance qualifier.
Yeah, I definitely feel like you need to wait for the right time to make that charge towards the front. He is getting it done right now in 4th. On the bubble right now is this man right here in the number 1 Pro 2, yellow and black. That is the Rogue machine of Dennis Mickelson. Damian Bowers trying to work on him. Bowers catches the inside K-rail. That's going to give Mickelson a chance to get away. He is trying to shake his tail here. Right in front of them, Anthony James trying to mount another charge here at Braden Ward. Ward able to hold him off so far. It's definitely interesting to me, Brody, like how competitive these Pro 2s are. I mean, they always are. These are the cream of the crop. the fast guys here in the league are all running Pro 2s. However, like, they are the same quickness as the Pro 4s, which is spectacular, you know, for
And that's
sure.
the whole reason why we did this, Dave, because, you know, we knew it would make it more even playing field for the new upcoming, you know, Pro 4, Pro 2 drivers. So we kind of put it out for a level-headed playing field for the guys that, you know, don't really get the opportunities to see, you know, a podium to have that chance.
For sure, for sure. Brandon Stover still out front right now. Greg Johnson holding down that second position, but catching heat from Braden Ward. Ward sitting in the third spot as they battle going up the hill. Now Damian Bowers making his way into the big show. Can he hold on to it? We are coming down to the... Oh, checkered flag. How is this one going to finish for the bubble? Braden Stover with the win. Greg Johnson in second. Ward third. James fourth. And who's going to come home fifth? Bowers sneaks it into the big dance. There is carnage after. Wow. Wow.
I think that was my favorite race of the night so far, Dave.
That was damn good racing. And I think that that's only a sign of things to come here for the main event. We are going to pause for the cause here real quick, folks. We are going to turn up the music and step away for real quick. And we will be right back. Warm-up is on the track.
Okay. Downstairs.
All right, guys, we are back here in the warm-up right now. Eric Anderson, the fastest truck out on the track, running a 50.11. They're in the... Oh, no. Right there, Braden Ward took over the top spot here in the warm-up with a 50.11. So Ward with something to prove, battling right there with Nathan Metoxen on track as you see him. Clay Erickson not far off either. He is sitting in the fourth position currently, 50.76. We have about 2 minutes left. Not sure how much of this we are going to run. Hey, Brody, No Pants Racing, which is Bart Font, not unable to race, but always watches the broadcast. He said that when a Pro 4 and a Pro 2 get together, that might be where rallycross cars come from. So that there you go. That might be it. That's why our math wasn't mathing. And we are still here in warm-up. Let's see who else. We've still got Braden Ward out there, still holding down that top spot. Eric Anderson holding down second. Brandon Stover in third. Corey Skiles in fourth. And let's see, Steve Harwood sitting in seventh. He was looking pretty good in the first heat race there. Running that Shamrock Heights golf course truck right there, looking pretty solid. Edmondson sitting 8th. He is rolling out of the pit road right now. Looks like Jane's out there in 9th. Jane's last week's Pro 2 winner. He'll be one to watch tonight. Nick Wellhouse getting out there, getting a few laps here in warm-up. He's another solid one to watch, and he's always a solid racer and one to make things interesting for sure. Corey Skiles working on him currently as they are battling going across the start-finish line. All right, so it is winding down right now for the warm-up, and we are getting ready to go into the main event.
Sorry about that, Dave. I was down at the concession stand, grabbed me a cone dog.
Oh, yeah? A cone dog? Speaking of that, what is your favorite track food that you've had at any racetrack so far?
It'd have to be a childhood favorite. We obviously grew up in Arizona, and one of my favorite tracks was Manzanita Speedway. They had green chili burritos, Dave, and they were damn delicious.
Oh, those were damn delicious. I tell you what, I would say walking tacos. I've had those at a few different tracks, and those are always a good one too. All right, here we go. Getting ready to fire off with an invert of 4 here for the main event tonight. Starting on the pole position in a Pro 2 is going to be Josh Edmondson in the number 58 Next Level Racing Nitro Circus Machine. Starting outside row number 1 in the number 96 Simworks Performance Products, it's going to be Clay Erickson. Row number 2 is going to be Steve Harwood in the number 83 Nathan Matoxin in the number 19. Row number 3 is going to be Skiles, Anderson, Winkler, Smith, Whitner, Winnicky, Ives, Wellhouse, Whitner, Stover, Wellhouse, Elkins, Ward, James. They're racing.
Green flag.
They said, screw it, we're racing. Josh Edmondson going to lead him down into the first turn in a Pro 2 out front right now in the number 58 machine. Insane. Absolutely amazing driving by Josh Edmondson right here. We have him stacking up. There is carnage everywhere. We're going to flash back. Oh my God, who is still? Oh my gosh. The 888 went out off the track. That's Eric Anderson. Man, Goyette way back. Ward way back. Oh my God, Ward's truck looks like he went through World War III already. Damian Bowers was involved in that one. There was a lot of good trucks. We tore up a lot of trucks, Brody.
And that's what we get for fighting for position so early on in the race, Dave. These guys should know better than to try to win it on the first lap. But, hey, when we got a lot of testosterone out there on the track, the guy with the deeper voice wins.
Well, the deeper voice that's winning right now is Josh Edmondson. Erickson and Harwood battling in the Pro 4s right behind him. And Edmondson is pulling away right now. He is currently pulling away from the Pro 4s. I don't even know what to say.
I think he.
I think that speaks to the level. This speaks to the level of driver,
I think he went through the front drive shafts back in that thing, Dave.
Oh yeah, you think that's it? Yeah, that's got to be it, right?
Yeah.
He's got grip hacks.
Because there's no way.
Look at this battle right behind Edmondson. Oh, Smith catches a K-rail. Erickson had caught it right in front of him. Then it's Stover in 5th. 6th is Matoxin. 7th is Skiles, and I think that's right about where everybody. Oh, Wienicke just went for a ride. These guys are struggling here in the back of the pack. I mean, struggling. Somebody got into Cody Wienicke and spun him out. Anthony Goyette trying to hold his own. He is right there in the 13th position. Braden Ward sitting 18th right now. Not looking good for points. It looks like he might have actually went in for... this might have been a good call. We do have a competition caution. He went in and got a new truck now, so that when the competition caution hits, he's good to go. What do you think about that?
As long as he doesn't go that lap down, Dave, even if he does,
You get
it'll
one
still
lap
play
back.
a big. Yeah, you get one lap back. So it's going to play a big factor for him. What I hate to see is Eric Anderson 2 laps down already, involved in that horrific accident we had at the beginning of the race here. Fight for position, testosterone overload, sad story for Eric Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have, it is what it is sometimes. Sometimes it can't be avoided. Josh Edmondson just driving away from the field. Cameron Pedersen called it earlier and said Edmondson by a football field. I think it's getting close. I really think it's getting close. Erickson and Harwood.
Football that far.
Erickson and Harwood just battling right there. They are sitting in that second position. Then you go back right here. Battle for third between 3 trucks. It's Metoxen, Smith, Brandon, Stover. And they are all battling right there for that third position. 12 to go. How many laps was this to begin with? I believe it was 18, 16?
16.
16. So we're going to be looking at lap number 8 for the competition caution. Pretty sure Skiles is excited for that. And I know all of these guys towards the back of the pack here are definitely looking forward to it. Goyette just out there clicking off laps, trying to make something happen here. He, it was a tough break with as many trucks as got involved in that accident. It just compounded as it went back further and further, There's a flash of your leader back to the second place. Steve Harwood now holding down the second position. Clay Erickson sitting in third. Erickson looking for a podium here tonight in the Pro 4s. Nathan Metoxen running in fourth, third in class for him.
Edmondson looking really comfortable out there right now, Dave. In the Pro 2 against these Pro 4s. On this competition yellow, on the halfway point here, what do you think that's going to do as restart-wise for the Pro 2 against the Pro 4s for Edmondson?
It's hard to tell because I've honestly not taken anything away from Josh, but I would have thought that the grip from the Pro 4s would have allowed the Pro 4 of Clay Erickson that was sitting right next to him as they were getting ready to take off for the start. Edmondson pulled away and had like a truck length on him by the time they got into the first turn. So, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on. Oh, Metoxen now getting into Erickson a little bit. Backing off, not pushing the issue, but Metoxen letting him know he is there. That is a battle for second place in the Pro 4s. Metoxen going to bring it in hard. Looking for the over-under. Clay Erickson brings it right back alongside. Oh, boy. It is heating up now. Steve Harwood now catching up to Edmondson. Gets into him slightly, but backs off of him. Lets Edmondson gather it back up. Oh, it's starting to wind up now. Starting to wind up right there. Edmondson, the overall and Pro 2 leader right there. We should be coming up on halfway here. Next lap, I believe. Or as they cross the stripe now, I think. That is going to do it right there. So competition caution is out. Bart Fontenot says, y'all need to make Edmondson start 10th at best every race. Dude is just a beast. And he is, I tell you. They are going to get him re-racked, restacked, and we're going to go back to green flag racing here momentarily. Everybody getting caught up. We're going to be giving some laps back here, letting the drivers get one lap back. Some drivers are probably going in for a new truck to get started for the second half of the race here. Should be seeing these guys come to a stop any moment. This will be a single file restart for the second half of the race. We're going to kind of flash back through the field here. There's Eric Anderson getting a lap back. Damian Bowers working on getting a lap back as well there in the Heartbeat of America. Anthony Janes catching up to the back of the field. Braden Ward right in front of him in 16th. Lance Elkins in front of Ward. And let's see, let's get a little bit better camera angle. Here we go. Goyette getting lined up. He is in danger zone right now. We saw the bad thing happen to Clay Erickson last week, so hopefully Goyette can get straightened out and in line. Greg Johnson there. Then it goes Cody Winicky. Jeff Ives sitting in 11th overall. Nick Wellhouse there in the number 18 red, white, and blue machine. Eric Whitner right in front of him from Next Level Racing in the Nitro Circus entry. Sean Winkler in 8th in Racecraft. In front of him is going to be Corey Skiles in 7th. Then it's the Gilboa Motorsports entry for Brandon Stover in 6th. Brock Smith in 5th. Erickson 4th. 3rd is going to be Matoxin. Harwood and Edmondson is going to lead us down back to the green flag in the restart zone. There are some torn up trucks. There's going to be a yard sale in the pits after this one, I think. All right, so we are going to bring him down onto the front stretch right now. Edmondson going to lead the way as we are going to get into the green flag restart zone. Any moment, we're going to go back to green flag racing. I believe it has happened. Let her rip, Tater Chip. Edmondson trying to pick up right where he left off at the beginning of the race here. Harwood looking on the inside. Edmondson not going to push the issue too much. Edmondson, with all the track time that he has under his belt, he knows when to be aggressive and when not to. And he is definitely running a little bit conservative at the moment, trying to wait it out and see where he's going to shake out here. He wants the overall win and the win for the Pro 2s, but knows he can't do that sitting on pit road. So Harwood going to sneak around the outside of Edmondson. Edmondson giving him a lane there, letting him get by. Matoxin now getting ready to work on Edmondson. So Edmondson with a little bit slower restart here. However, he is driving the wheels off that thing, isn't he, Brody?
Absolutely. He's trying everything he can, fighting tooth and nail to hold that position. But these guys are putting up a fight. In the second half, it looks like they're giving it all they can now.
Absolutely. Harwood still out front. Then it's Matoxin. Erickson in 3rd. 4th is now Josh Edmondson. Man, that truck just looks so planted there from Edmondson. It's hard to believe it's a Pro 2 watching him get around the track. Skiles sitting there in the 5th position, just outside of a podium finish for Pro 4. Stover working on the inside. They get together. Skiles gets a little sideways. He's going to try and get it gathered back up as Stover now moves into the 5th position. Flashing back here. Here is 2nd place in the Pro 2s. It's Sean Winkler in the number 720 Racecraft machine. Then Nick Wellhouse sitting in 3rd. He's looking for a podium. He's due for a podium finish here in the Pro 2 class. Jeff Ives came home in 2nd last week for the Pro 4s. He is sitting about 6th currently in the Pro 4s this time. Flashing back up front, Harwood trying to get it done. Metoxin about 0.68 seconds back. It'll be interesting as we get a little bit deeper in here to see how this is going to shake out. Braden Ward sitting back in 10th. He is making his way up now. He is sitting 7th in class. He is trying to get some points for tonight as he is pretty close to top 3 in the points. And it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out with the drop week here in the series. Metoxin still working on hardwood. Can he get anything done as these laps are winding down? 4 laps to go. It's going to be 3 at the stripe here. They're coming up on 3 laps to go. Let's see what's going on back towards the rear while we can here. Lance Elkins right there in the number 29. He's putting on a hard fight. Battling there in the Pro 2. That's 17th position. He is sitting 7th in class. Sitting 10th in class for Pro 4s right there. Anthony Goyette. Talking about him knocking the rust off. He's getting there. Looks like he is battling for position with Eric Anderson right now. Oh, I see some things moving here. Sean Winkler, Braden Ward, Jeff Ives all right there. Stacked up. Ives gives the fender. Sends Ward over on his top. It'll be interesting to see what the admins have to say about that one. Woo! That was a tough hit right there.
Going back and look at it, it's hard to say, Dave. I mean,
battling.
Like, tough racing.
Yeah, battle for the lead right there. We could go back and look at it here. We'll flash back and take a look at it. You can see Braden Ward right there. We'll take another peek at him to see. We've got a moment here. Ives coming down the inside. Yeah, he did cook it in a little bit. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Harwood back out front right there in the number 83 machine. Metoxin still trying to mount a charge, but he is riding along right now. Clay Erickson still holding down the 3rd position in class there. Skiles now trying to make his way onto the podium. Oh, Ives getting a little froggy there. Winkler able to make it past him for the 7th position. Winkler right there out of Mill Creek. These ones winding down as we come across the checkers for Harwood, Metoxin. Then it's going to be Clay Erickson in 3rd. 4th is Corey Skiles, Brandon Stover in 5th. With the win for the Pro 2 class, it's going to be the number 58 of Edmondson. Sean Winkler coming home in 2nd. 3rd is going to be Nick Wellhouse. So we're going to give these guys just a minute here to get into Discord. Get them all lined up here. Getting lined up for some pictures. How about that? Steve Harwood with the win. Should be seeing some drivers popping in here in just a moment. That is the messiest picture I've seen here for these guys. Oh, boy. All right, so looks like some people getting in here for Victory Circle. We're going to be looking for Wellhouse, I believe, is who we're missing. And Harwood. All right, so we'll do Pro 2s first. Coming home in the third position for the Pro 2s in the number 18. I tell you what, Nick Wellhouse, what do you think?
Oh, that was fun, huh? Tried to keep her a little more clean than last time, and it worked out. We just kept our nose clean, kept it out of the too much rough stuff, and got a top 3.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is kind of a tough track, I think, for a lot of drivers. And what did you experience out there tonight?
It's a lot closer between a lot of the Pro 4s and the Pro 2s than I think a lot of people would have thought when we started.
Yeah,
sure.
I was shocked. Edmondson was leading the whole first half of the race, and pulled away from the Pro 4s on the initial start, like he was a Pro 4. Like he walked away from him like it was nothing. And it was pretty impressive to see. Some great driving. Some great driving out of all the Pro 2s. To be able to run, when you have half as many wheels pulling you around the track, what is that like, man? I mean, this is a mixed class race, and there's definitely a difference between the trucks. What is it like out there each week?
I mean, if you wanna stay fast and the Pro 2 and the 4s are coming up on you, you gotta hold your line. You gotta elbows out, and they gotta take the long way around. They got a lot easier way than we do. We get out in the fluff and the truck just dies. It lights the tires, so that's got a lot to do with it. And honestly, I'd race nothing but Pro 4s. I only race Pro 2s when I come in this, so it's a lot of fun being able to race with these guys.
Well, I mean, you were super competitive. You came in ninth position overall, third in class. So, I mean, I think that that says something. There was 20 trucks, I believe, that started the main event tonight. So, you were, mid-pack. You were tearing it up in a Pro 2. I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I owe a lot of that to Team Rogue with Parker and Dennis and Vicente with all the work that he does for us. Cody, those guys put a lot of time in. Same with the Adrenalized Apparel, they're great for me. And everybody else, my wife especially.
There you go, man. Well, congratulations on the third place tonight. And will we be seeing you next week?
Yeah, I should be able to be here, I think.
Well, that's awesome, man.
I'm not sure. See what work happens.
We're super glad that you're able to join the league, and come out when you can. I know that the schedule doesn't always work out for you, but, the races that you are able to make, we're super glad to have you. And congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for putting everything together. It's awesome.
Absolutely. That's Nick Wellhouse coming home in the third position. Coming home in second place in the Pro 2 division. The Sean Winkler.
Hello.
What was that like, man?
That was wild. That was pretty fun. I mean, there was battling going on. There was people moving and shaking, and there was, sliders going, and it was cool. It was fun out there.
Yeah, I think it was kind of shocking to me how close the racing really was between the Pro 2s and the Pro 4s.
Right? That's what I thought too. I didn't think that was going to be the case, but it was pretty close. I guess the track helped out in that regards. And when people are not hitting the right lines, that gives other people the opportunity to get up a little closer, so that closes those time gaps a little bit, and it makes for some good racing, I guess.
Absolutely, man. It
Yeah.
was a blast to watch you guys just out there battling. It's like every position is a fight, either with one of your kind or one of the other. I mean, you're either battling with the Pro 4 all the time or battling with the Pro 2, and it's
Every corner was a
insane.
battle. You're absolutely right. Every corner there was action, and I think that's what makes driving these short course races pretty fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It's awesome to call. It's so easy. It's like
It probably is easier to watch it than it is to drive it. I'll tell you that. It's
Well,
a little different in the cockpit.
I mean, you guys are making excitement in every corner, and you guys do it respectably. I mean, it's awesome to see the level of competitiveness, but everybody is still running clean. Still giving each
More or
other
less, people are
room.
running
Yeah.
clean. Yeah, it's super fun community. People are really close. We like to help each other out where we can, and it's just great. Come out, come race these things. If you're just watching this, man, these are awesome to drive. So it's not a bad idea to give them a shot.
Yeah, I think this is that's very well said. Anybody that's out there on YouTube, go pick up a wheel. If you're not on iRacing already, do it. It's the most fun you can have with your pants on in your living room.
Or
I
maybe
guess.
second most fun thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you never know.
You never know. Well, yeah, no, this was a blast. Got to thank the Racecraft Academy team, Nitro Circus, NLR, Josh, my boy over there. He's helped me get these things a little bit faster too. So, all the fans in the stands, you guys for putting the show on. Thanks a lot. Yeah, this is a blast to drive these things.
Well, we're super glad that you were able to come out. And a lot of the Racecraft guys have come over and run with Top Box, and we totally appreciate it. And it's amazing having you guys over here. You guys put on one hell of a show all the time. So, we thank you for that. Like I said, you make our job easy. Congratulations on second place again. That's second podium for the series?
Yeah, I think that's the second podium for
Yeah.
the series. I'm happy with that. So if you're happy, I'm happy. I'm just happy to be out here racing with you guys. And yeah, thanks a lot for putting everything on.
Absolutely. I'm always happy. So there you go. The Sean Winkler coming
Thank
home in second place tonight in the Pro 2s with the win and almost the overall, which is absolutely insane. Josh Edmondson. How was that race tonight?
That was awesome. That was a lot of fun. It was fun to be up front. I was happy to lead some laps. That was actually cool.
Dude, it was like crazy to see that you were able to pull that off, and actually, like, from the initial start you were leading the race for the full first half, and it was like,
Yeah.
what? Awesome. I think it said a
Yep.
lot for your skill, and the laps that you've put in, the time that you've dedicated to this. So it was crazy. It was, like I was telling
Thanks.
Winkler, super easy to call the racing for you guys. With the Pro 2s and the Pro 4s, it seemed pretty evenly matched tonight.
Yeah, there's it's tough to really nail these corners, and the Pro 2s are decent. They don't lack too much. They do take a bit of a different line, the way you slide in and stuff, but I mean, you can obviously run some pretty decent times with them. But it helped that those guys were battling too, so I was able to just run up front for that first half. And then once the track slicks off, though, it's the Pro 4s even get a bigger advantage. And I didn't really stand a chance after that. I was just trying not to get too much in their way and get flipped or anything. So
Yeah, I was wondering how the second half was going to do, as far as that was concerned, because the Pro 4s should immediately, generally have an advantage on the restart. And I was wondering how the second half was going to work with the track blue grooving and the Pro 2 out front like that.
yeah, it's a little different. It's too big of a advantage for those guys at that point. I couldn't really hold them off or anything. Just getting in their way.
I noticed that you definitely gave them a lane to give them a way around easily,
Yeah.
driving a little conservatively. Couldn't win the race from the pit road, right?
That's true. Yeah, had one sketchy moment, but it was all good. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no, it's good. It's fun to do these and try and challenge those guys as much as I can. And then obviously, I looked down when the Pro 4s were passing me, and Sean wasn't that far behind. I'm like, oh crap, I can't get hit by one of these guys. I got to be safe.
Right.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad Cody's putting this on. It's a cool league. It's different and it's fun to be a part of.
Well, and you also called last week's winner.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I was like, wow, he should take that to Vegas because, you know, you nailed that one on the head. And it was awesome to see, you know, James get some recognition because he does have some bad luck sometimes.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
super fast guy, super
he
nice
pulled
guy,
it out.
you know.
Yeah,
So,
and I saw him coming out of the pits at the halfway point. I was like, oh, that's not good. He's get caught up in something.
yeah, for sure. Well, who would you like to thank, man? Who helped get you out here this week to win?
Yeah, shout out to the team. It was fun driving with Eric and Sean today before the race. We were doing some testing. Haven't done that in the Pro 2 in a while and messing with some setups, so that's always fun. And then sponsors, we got Next Level Racing, Apex Gaming, PCs, and Pimax VR.
Hell yeah. Are you here next week?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think there's 2 weeks after tonight, so it'll be interesting to see how it comes along for you in the points. You're definitely gaining with all the wins that you've had. So
Yeah, I don't know if I stand a chance there. I missed the first few rounds, but
yeah, you'll get one drop week, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if you can overcome it. So
yeah.
we're gonna stay tuned, that's for sure, and we appreciate you coming. You know, when you're able to and being part of the league. It's awesome having you. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
absolutely. That is Josh Edmondson coming home with the win tonight in the Pro 2s. Pro 4s are next up. And let's see. You want to do this one, Brody? Alrighty. Coming home in the third position tonight here for the Pro 4s, it is Clay Erickson.
A lot easier tonight than last week, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was kind of a crazy race tonight, huh?
Yeah, I didn't expect to start second, so I just knew if I stay clean and get through the first hairpin, you just run away from it.
Yeah, I was. Were you shocked when Edmondson in the Pro 2 was pulling away from you on the initial start?
Yeah, I was telling, I think it was Brady, that I don't know how he was just pulling away, but he's obviously the best Pro 2 driver in the world, so that's what he does on a daily basis.
For sure, yeah, it was something that I wasn't expecting to see. But he was definitely stretching it out while you were battling there, you know, for the second position there at that point. And it looked like this race was just a grueling battle. Every corner, every straightaway, it seemed like there was something going on. There was the big pile up in the first half of the race. You know, and you were able to make it past that. Luckily, you started out in front of it. But some drivers weren't that lucky. What were you thinking when you saw that in the rear view?
Yeah, it's just, I knew it was going to be bad going the first corner, but I'm glad I was in front of that. Like, I think halfway through the race, I hit one of the concrete walls, so bent my steering all the way to the left. So that was fun trying to drive that the rest of the race. But luckily, we had a big enough lead just to stay out front of everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome to see you out there battling, and you know, these aren't your forte. You know, you just kind of got into these for this season and to support Top Box. And what are your thoughts as you're getting faster and faster and up on the podium?
Yeah, I'm surprised I've been on podium all race this year for me. So I just gotta learn setup really. Just at the end of the race, it gets super tight. You just gotta work on that a little because these are way different from a dirt oval car.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I mean, the jumps and the left and right hand turns are definitely something a little more foreign to you than what you're used to in real life, for sure. But you're getting it done, man. Who would you like to thank? Who helps get you out here each and every week?
Yeah, first of all, Top Box, Dermafia Esports, Sim Performance are coming on this race. KMC Wheels, Eric's Enterprises. So luckily, Brady had a rough night, but we'll regroup and come back next week.
Well, there you go, man. And you know, it's going to be interesting as the season is winding down. The points are going getting bigger and bigger. So you might be in contention here for the top 3 here soon, huh?
Yeah, I'd be pretty fried. I missed the first 2 races, so if we do that, it'd be pretty good to get top 3,
There
top
you
5
go.
at least.
Well, you keep bringing home podiums. That's the way to get up there, right?
Yeah, it's the only way to do it. Hopefully, win next week.
Oh, there you go. That'll be awesome. Brody, anything you want to say?
Sorry about that. Had a little bit of a family
You're good.
mishap there, but yeah, no, I agree with Clay. You know, they'll probably regroup and come back better than ever. Hopefully, we'll see them in the next upcoming series that we may have going on. And you know, you guys put on the best show you can. Brady didn't have the best of luck, but you know, all these Pro 2, Pro 4 guys have put on a hell of a show tonight, and I couldn't be happier with the outcome.
Yeah, me too. Just quit telling Brady to flip, or quit telling. You know what I'm trying to say. It's been a lot of week.
Tell Brady to quit flipping.
Yeah, exactly. We're too tired. We keep rebuilding this truck every single week.
Yeah, you're wearing each other out, aren't you? But don't you think that part of the reason why that you're getting a little bit faster is running with, running with the caliber of guys that you're running with? The competition is fierce, even with these Pro 2 guys being some of the best on the service. I think that probably helps you get faster as well, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Like I saw them catching me, and when they went past me, I didn't really lose them, but I also just learned their lines and just try to keep up with them as much as I could.
I think that's important as well. Well, good luck next week, Clay, and hopefully we'll get another podium out of you, huh?
Yeah, me too. Thank you guys.
All right. So that's Clay Erickson coming home in 3rd place tonight in the Pro 4s. Coming home in 2nd tonight, Nathan Matoxin. How was that one, bud?
Just wonderful. Yeah, you just get a Pro 2 that just leads half the laps, you know? It's that type of day.
Well, it seemed like that they were pretty competitive tonight, to say the least, and it looked like it was a hard-fought battle for you up there towards the front tonight, huh?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened in the start of that, but all I know is I get a nice little bump back into the middle of the turn, so I just had that little start, and then just hide my boy back up, and then you got Josh up there just leading, and then pulling away into the horizon.
Yeah, he was already looking for a hotel. He was
Yeah,
in a
pretty much.
different zip code, so
Yep.
that whole thing in the beginning, I think we call that a shit storm. But it looks like you salvaged yourself tonight, which is definitely impressive because you were involved in that, and that was towards the mid to back of the pack, correct? I mean, it was about 8th place or something like that, somewhere around there, wasn't it?
It was somewhere back there is when it was like just chaotic. I mean, I was in Discord with Corey and Brock and Jeff and them, and they were just talking all about it. I'm like, me and Brock tried to keep up there, but it's just things happen and kind of separated.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, he won last week, and tough break for him tonight, not bringing it home on the podium. But you definitely did, and this is what, number 2 on the podium for you this year?
Yeah, 2 or 3, I don't know.
Might have even been 3. You might be right.
I just show up and race.
There you go, man. Well, whatever you're
For a
doing
fun
is
time.
right. It's working. So, who would you like to
yeah.
thank, man? Who helped get you out here this week and again on the podium?
Big thanks to my team, Off-Road Outlaws, for keeping us going and up to date with all these setups. Thanks to Just a Trim Lawn Service, Taylor in the Green Bay area. Get your lawn cut. All the other people that I forgot. Measure Photography, Stealth Racing Gloves. All those people that helped. I mean, thank you. I don't know. honestly. It was kind of a weird night, but yeah, it worked.
It seemed like a grueling battle, but coming home in second, one spot out of the win, I would say that was you could chalk that up to a fairly good night, knowing all of the people that weren't nearly as fortunate getting through all of the distractions in the race. So congratulations, man. Good job.
Right, thank you.
That's Nathan Metoxen coming home in the second position. And this is one that I've been waiting to do since the first race of the season. How's this sound? With the win, Steve Harwood.
It sounds good.
Man, I tell you what, you had people out there rooting for you out in YouTube land, and it was awesome seeing you out there battling and coming home in the top spot tonight, huh? Getting it done.
Yep.
What was it like out there?
I don't know. I just kind of got in a zone. The first heat race, I had I think it was Anderson in front of me, and I had to do a little catch up. I made a couple of mistakes and caught up to him. I think I passed him within about a half a lap left. And then the final race, I don't know. It was a little hard to get around Edmondson for the first half of the race. And once the second start of the race happened, I got around him pretty quickly and tried to run away from there. But Nathan was on my butt a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean, looking at your truck, there's not a straight part on it. Maybe the roof is still straight. That's about it. But everything else has a scratch, a dent. You're going to keep the boys busy rebuilding this truck for next week. But I tell you what, man, it was awesome watching you out there battling. And, you've had the speed all season long. And now, not only to put it on the podium and to take your win, that I think that says you've arrived, right?
Yep.
I mean, it was definitely one thing to see you. You're, like I said, you always have the speed, and you're always one to watch, bring in the action. And tonight it was enough to get it done. So, congratulations, man. Who helps get you out here each and every week? Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank Paul's Plumbing, Shamrock Heights, Dally Rogers, local companies around New London here, good friends of mine. Will House again for helping me through getting faster and everything. Dennis Mickelson for painting my truck. Gotta give a little shout out to him.
Looks great, by the way.
Yep. Yeah, I kinda got a few more things to add to it, I think, but I don't want to bug him too much on it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's looking good, man, for sure, and it looks great out there in the top spot tonight. So, congratulations. What are you thinking as you head into next week?
Where are we racing? Mark River?
Cody, where are we racing? I don't even know. Cody's got that info. I just show up and talk for a while, and Brody does too. Where are we at, Cody?
We are going to Bark River.
Bark River. Local joint for you, huh?
Yep. Been up there a couple of times. Or once or twice, but yeah, it's a fun track to watch. Definitely a fun track to race on as well. So a few things I've been working on is trying to not make mistakes on a couple of these tracks, especially this one tonight. So a couple of them hairpins get a little scary, and everybody behind you coming up quick.
Absolutely, man. Well,
so yeah, you're watching your mirror and looking in front of you at the same time. Everything comes up quick.
you just got to double down, man, and put it in victory circle again.
Yeah, I will try.
Well, now you know you can do it, right? It's pretty crazy. With all the level of competition here in the league, it seems like it could be anybody's race. We've had so many different winners in the Pro 4s already, and your time to shine, right?
Oh, yep. Yeah, there's a lot of fast guys doing this right now, and it's very hard to get around some of them, that's for sure. And once you get out there, you just gotta try to hold on to it. That's all it is. Hopefully everybody races clean, which most of the time they do.
For sure. Well, like I said, you definitely had some fans out in the stands rooting for you tonight. glad to see you were able to get it all done, put everything together, and congratulations, man.
Thank you, thank you.
That is Steve Harwood with the win. Whew, that was a night. What do you think, Cody?
Got a couple drivers messaging me.
Oh yeah, always fun to be the owner of the league. That's always a good time.
Just a blast. As long as you get to put on this for me, it's always a blast.
Well,
I mean, I could have been up there talking with you on the podium, but everyone's eager to get up front.
No patience. Patience is a virtue. Not everybody has, for sure. Well, what do you think as we go to Bark River next week? What are we going to be looking forward to?
Well, definitely Pro 2s are going to be a lot slower there, so Josh Edmondson killed it here for half the race.
Yeah, that was impressive, man. That guy can drive. Nobody can say he can't. He's got the skills to pay the bills, for sure.
Right?
What do you think, Brody? What do you got going on? What are your final thoughts for tonight?
If Bark can capitalize on tonight, that's going to be one hell of a show.
I think that everybody running as they have been throughout this whole series, getting used to running around each other and everything like this, I think that the racing has just been getting better and better and better. You know, there's always a few incidences out on the track. You might have some of that, but I would say overall the racing is getting tighter and faster as we have progressed through the season, and I can't wait to see what next week brings. I think that there's going to be, you know, we always have to keep them on their toes, so we'll kind of play around with some weather settings, maybe some track settings a little bit to get a little bit different outcome than we got the first time through, but it's I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more myself.
Well, we thank everybody for tuning in tonight. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications so that you can see when we go live. We do have a few other things we'll be doing besides Top Box coming up. So if you'd like to be a part of that and check it out, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And you will be notified when we do the other things. Cody, what are your final thoughts for tonight?
Good talk.
Well, Dave, I think that you and Brody are completely awesome.
I was watching your broadcast. My bad.
It's hard not to.
I know, it is hard not to.
It's just amazing to watch. So all you guys give it a like, thumbs up.
All the good stuff. And remember to stay powered by Gilboa Motorsports.
Absolutely. Thank you once again for Gilboa Motorsports coming on board. We will see you guys next week at Bark River. Same bad time, same bad channel. Make sure you check us out. Give us a like on the video. We appreciate it. Have a good night, guys.
Peace.